Huh?
I am the tips of Christmas past.
Ho, ho, ho. I am the tips of Christmas present.
I am the tips
Look
of...
out, there's a black woman coming. Ah!
God blesses everyone.
There we go. And I need to definitely zoom in. They cannot hear you yet because I don't have it unmuted yet, but I'm trying to get you in frame. Let's see here. How do I get it to... There we go. And there we go. I'm going to zoom in. We're both doing exactly the same thing. Here we go. There we are. That's pretty good. And now I'll get your audio working and get it so it plays through the stream so everyone can hear it. Curious if they'll be able to hear you this way or not. I think they should be able to.
They should be able to.
I think they should be able to hear you now. Okay. I think everyone, I'm just going to check in a sec. Let me get my webcam moved over. I know we don't do this every day.
No, we don't.
Here we go.
Okay,
Let's get my chat working. I think this. I'll talk to the chat. Guys, are we good? Can everyone hear? Can everyone hear Ethan? Everyone good?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear Ethan? Or is he too loud? Because I can adjust him as well. I want to make sure that it's a good level for everybody here, and then we'll get started. Yeah, he's good? Cool. All right, sounds like a plan. All right. All right, well, all right. I guess we can get started. Sounds good? Everyone says
Sounds
it's good?
good. Yeah.
So,
I
Ethan,
think it's good here.
Ethan, how are you doing, man? It's first of all, it's great to see you. Haven't talked to you in a very, very long time. So, first of all, I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever it is that you're doing over there. I hope that you're having a good holiday season.
I am, I talked to you about my cat's had some, kidney stone issues and stuff like that, but she's bouncing back pretty well right now. And
Great to hear.
Things are going pretty good. Yeah.
We're fellow cat dads, and a cat can be just as much of a family member as a human. Really, they can. A lot of people be like, "Oh, it's just a pet." No, I'm sorry. A dog, a cat can be just as much as a family member as anyone else in your family. And I get it. I wish your cat, is it Cleo, I believe? Cleo.
For Cleopatra, but we call her Cleo, of course. I call her Cleo.
Awesome. I wish Cleo the best. I actually wore the cat ugly sweater for this segment of my marathon in honor of Cleo. And actually, Jasper Kitty, well, he was on the floor, but I think my wife just came home from work and he came dashing out of the room. Oh, he's actually sitting at the door. He's confused. He's like, should I stay with Dad or should I go see Mom? You can go see Mom. It's okay, Jasper. And I'll join you after.
Cleo's over here. She's taking a nap right now, but there's a good chance she'll jump up here during our segment. She does that pretty often. And of course, I've been babying her a lot. Sometimes I'll make her get down off the desk, but now, she's gotten used to me letting her up here every single time. So she's taking advantage. But yeah, she's been bouncing back. She's 11 years old.
Oh, wow.
Talk about how much cats can mean to you. She's been with me through everything before the kill stream, during the kill stream, through the travails and triumphs and all that. And so definitely consider her a part of my family for sure. And she's older, so they gave her some gabapentin and some stuff that takes longer to get out of a cat system. But as far as her kidney stone goes, it's just a food support for now, and that might dissolve it, but it's not in a place that is blocking anything, and her kidneys are still working well, and so
Good.
No surgery needed as of now.
Great. Because surgery, I get so nervous. A few years ago, Jasper had a really ongoing thing with urinary tract infections, and we took him to multiple vets in our area, and they were like awful vets. Like, we'd take him there and be like, okay, my cat has a urinary tract recurring issue. And they'd be like, okay, so we want to give him a blood test for $400. I'd be like, wait, what? He has a urinary tract issue. Like, we know what it is. Why do we need a $400 blood test? And it was just really bad. Then we finally got him to a good vet who he told them what the problem was. And the vet's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give him this antibiotic. We're going to treat him with this, change his diet. So he has this special diet now. And it cleared up. It's hard sometimes to find a good vet who knows what they're doing. And a lot of these people are trying to really get your money. It's kind of sad. I'm really glad to hear that your cat's doing well, and that's excellent. That no surgery. Ooh, it's always a risk with surgery with pets, man. Really.
Well, I want to tell you something. The American veterinary industry. Now, there's some good vets in America. Don't get me wrong, but it's a complete boondoggle. It's a complete scam. So, Cleo, the first time she went, her bladder was inflamed. Now, they didn't catch the kidney stone at first. I wish they would have, but her bladder was inflamed, but it was because of the kidney stone. Anyway, they put her on antibiotics, gabapentin, meloxicam, which I ended up not giving her after a couple days because it has a black box warning in the U.S. Regardless, that was about $160, and they did blood tests and they did an ultrasound. That was $160 in Mexico. And then when I took her back this last time, they kept her overnight. They did x-rays, they did blood pressure, they did another ultrasound, they took urinalysis where they actually take it at the vet's office and stick a needle in her bladder basically and pull that out, and also bought several cans of this expensive food, and it was like $78 for all that in Mexico. So, and that was with an overnight stay. I was told by a cat expert friend of mine that would have cost at least probably $3,000 in the United States. So it really is kind of a travesty. And sometimes, you just don't have the money. A lot of people don't have the money and have to just watch their animals die. But that is one good thing about Mexico. Is they still have good veterinary care, but it's a lot cheaper, because if it wasn't, people just wouldn't go at all. So,
well, that interesting topic. Speaking of Mexico, for those who don't know, Ethan actually lives in Mexico, and I wanted to ask you about the holiday season down there. Is it as commercialized in Mexico as it is in the United States? As you know, here was supposed to be a religious holiday about the birth of Jesus Christ, and then over the years, it's become Santa Claus. A ridiculous amount of ways to capitalize on this, selling 1 million products, gifts, and everything. Is it like that down there, or has it stayed? Because from what I'm to understand, in Mexico, Catholicism really still is like the major religion down there. So is it more of a big religious thing, or did they actually kind of like turn it into like a sold out thing too?
It's not nearly the same. I mean, they still have Christmas trees and Christmas gifts and all that stuff and sales. I mean, that's kind of par for the course. But and again, there's spots in America where it's different. There's more community stuff. Here in Mexico, it's not perfect. Merida's like the best part, in my opinion, where I live. But there's a much stronger sense of community. For instance, they have special days throughout the month. Like, they fulfill the whole Christmas calendar. Like you mentioned, I think 95% of the country is Catholic. And so each one of those days are set aside for special get-togethers and events with family, and just barrio is the Spanish term for neighborhood. But just the other day, there was a whole block party where I live, and everybody's out celebrating Christmas. And yeah, it's a much stronger sense of community, and not that they don't have gifts and commercialization, they do, but yeah, it's different in that way. And just in general, I've talked about this before. In Mexico, of course, a lot of people have cars and stuff, but you don't really need one, because you can walk almost anywhere you need to go, unless it's like a specialized place. They have doctors near you, dentist office, and grocery stores. It's just a totally different thing, and it's a much stronger sense of community and family, actually, in Mexico. Every restaurant that's big enough and popular enough has a special zone for kids to go play while their parents eat. That used to be a thing in America too, and so yeah, all that still exists here. And I know Mexico, it's quirky in some ways, different in some ways, but yeah, much stronger sense of community and family, actually, in Mexico. Yeah.
Awesome. So for those who don't know, by the way, because many of the people watching on my stream right now are relative newcomers, or someone who like jumped on my content in the last couple of months, for good reason. As you probably have heard, I had a big interview with Asmongold. It got me a big boost in attention, and I have a lot more eyes on me now than I've ever had before, which is great. I really appreciate that. But they may not know who you are, so I just want to give a little bit of a premise that this is Ethan Ralph, and he was a guest co-host of my wrestling podcast show Smart Guys earlier this year. He showed up for a special episode, and then we did a big, like, cumulative WrestleMania recap show, and he was great, giving his opinions on everything that had happened during WrestleMania. He's a lifelong wrestling fan. When we were doing the show, he added a ton to his appearances. It was really a great part of the show. And what I wanted to do is have him back today, just get caught up, just see what he's up to, pick his brain a little bit about pro wrestling and everything that's been going on with that, and just in general stuff on the internet. So, in general, that's pretty much all I can really add. Like I said, I haven't watched anything this last year or anything, but thanks for that. So there's actually something. This is interesting. Let's talk a little bit about this. Over the course of 2025, since you were a guest on my wrestling show, people have reached out to me and said, would you ever collab with Ethan Ralph? Like, would you do content with him? Would you do something with him? And the answer I always give is exactly the same. I have no problem with Ethan Ralph. He was a great guest on my show. He added a lot to the commentary on wrestling, and he was professional. Personally, I have no problem with the guy. A lot of people on the internet, as you know, do have problems with you. I don't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the kind of guy, I give everyone a fair shake. I base myself off of personal experiences that I have with people. So that's why, because people, why would you associate with him? Because I don't have a problem with him. He doesn't have a problem with me. We had a good interaction. Why would I have a problem, right? But the thing is, I really feel, and this is my take, and I'd love to hear your take, I feel like the kind of content we do is completely worlds apart. I'm sitting here doing chill gameplay, hanging out with an audience, covering, video games. I purposefully try to keep myself out of drama. Like, that's one of the major focuses I've had in 2025. Separate myself from the toxic element that I was associated with, move forward positively in a way that's just games, positivity, and fun with an audience. I want people to actually unplug themselves from drama when they come to my streams and have a good time. That's what I'm focused on. So with that in mind, a lot of the stuff that you do, you're covering current events, you're covering politics, you're covering drama. You're a different kind of creator than me. So it's hard for me to say, like, where would the crossover be that would make sense? Maybe someday there would be one, right? But for me, like, when people ask me that question, I'm like, it's not that I don't like Ethan Ralph. It's not like, oh, I'm staying away from him. It's like, what would we possibly do together? He's not going to jump on a co-op playthrough with me of a random game. And I don't even follow politics. How am I going to jump on his stream and talk about stuff? Right?
I'm a lifelong gamer. I don't get to play games very much either anymore. But that's not really my content. Playthroughs and live game. I've done some gaming streams here and there. It's been a while. But that's your thing. That's how you got known. I got known off drama, politics, interviews, sometimes with controversial people in the political sphere, debates, and stuff like that. And people ask me the same thing. And first off, I'd already known that you were, not going to continue the wrestling show. That was a lane that maybe we could collab on. And they would ask me, well, when are you going to do something else with DSP? I'm like, well, I don't know. I have no problems with him at all. Basically the same thing you said. It's like, well, whenever we have a chance. And then you messaged me, it was a few days ago. I didn't see it at first, actually, because I've been so, busy with my cat and still trying to do this show, etc. And so when I did see it, I jumped on it. It's Christmas time, and I was happy you asked me on. And yeah, same thing happened to me. And it's like, is there any heat there, to use a wrestling term? No, I mean, we did our thing on a couple wrestling shows, and then it really hasn't presented itself since until Christmas time. That has a way of bringing people together.
Right.
And I know you get hit from some people as well, and you've done a good job from what I've seen of putting that behind you. Now, the last, I'd say, month and a half, I've really tried to dedicate myself more towards my bread and butter, which is political coverage, some drama coverage that doesn't involve myself. I talk about this a lot. That's the easiest, cheapest content to do, actually, is to come out here and talk about your own drama, and to feed into the A-logs or the haters or whatever you want to call them, because it's so easy. Like, you can just come out here and do it, but it actually diminishes yourself. And most people who like you in your own audience don't want to hear that stuff for the most part, right? That's not what they're there for. You're actually feeding and entertaining the people who hate you. So I'm trying to reteach myself that as well. And I think it's been pretty solid the last month and a half. Now there was a couple months in October through mid-November. I was on a tear there, feuding with people. I'm just kind of tired of that, especially the people I was feuding with. It's like, why am I even talking about those folks? It's just a waste of my time and talents, to be honest.
That's right. It's tough to not fall into the trap because guys like us, we have people who watch every single thing that we do on the internet and even off the internet 24/7. They're literally stalking us so they can find something that they can farm for clips, for content, for profit.
Yes.
So we have to be careful. Like a month ago, I had this amazing opportunity to have this interview with Asmongold. I went through with it. It went stellar. And I had all these new eyes on me. But now it's like, oh, God, it's different because I have like 10,000 new people who are checking me out a day. They don't know anything about this crap. They don't know about the drama. They don't know about my detractors. It's hard because when you have an audience who know you versus a new audience that doesn't, you have to find that balance where they're going to ask you questions about, well, why don't you do this? Well, it's because of my detractors. Oh, well, they don't want to hear about detractors all day. They just want to enjoy games. They just want to chill. They're like you now, right? You're your new person. They want to be hanging out with you. They don't want to hear about toxic stuff all day. It's tough. It's a tough line to walk. It's been very challenging the last 30 days for me to find that balance. And it hasn't been perfect, but I've done my best, I feel, to try to not be constantly talking about the drama, getting into any kind of a feud, and just kind of doing chill content, and that, again, I've nothing against you at all. Like, if ever there was an opportunity where we could collab on something where it made sense, the door's open. It's just like don't really do the same stuff. So in what realm would that happen? Maybe something will one day, right? Maybe we'll find a common ground. Wrestling was that for a little bit, and then it kind of, it fell out from under,
Maybe a game stream. My haters don't think I'm a gamer. I actually have been since I was 4 years old. Maybe do some playthrough of something or some type of competitive thing. I'm a little bit rusty. The last game I've been playing, college football 26. I did pick that up. I'm a sports gaming fan. They brought back the college football series that year. But my gaming experience, spans every genre, really. Oblivion, Skyrim, the old BioWare stuff, Mario. Grew up a huge Nintendo fan. Still am, actually. And Metal Gear Solid, the whole series. I played a little bit of the new remake, which I enjoyed. I still, like I said, I don't get a lot of time because, your content's gaming, right? A lot of it. And so you can play it on air, right? Well, when I get off air, I have, maybe 2 to 4 hours after, and then maybe an hour or two in the morning to do, my hobbies or things that I enjoy. And a lot of times that's wrestling. Maybe I'll get to play a little, do a little gaming here and there. But yeah, I wouldn't be against something like that. But yeah, it's just the opportunity hadn't presented itself, and I had some people in my own audience, like I said, saying the same thing or thinking there was some type of issue there. No, it wasn't. We just kind of do different stuff, really.
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, thanks for appearing. Thanks for coming by. I want to say again, happy holidays. I wish you the best. I hope that everything's going good for you down there in Mexico. I do have one minor hot seat question. Do you mind one hot seat question? Okay.
I don't mind a hot seat, but I do have one submitted in for you. There were a couple others, but I think this guy hates you. I don't know, but go ahead. Yeah. The other guy did.
I'll ask you one, you ask me one, and then we'll be good. Sound good? We got to give the people a little bit of the drama, right? We got to do.
That's fine.
Okay. Honest hot seat question. People are asking it in my chat right now. You don't even have to answer it if you don't want, or you could just make something up. Why do you film in black and white when you have your face cam
on? Because I have rosacea, actually, and I like sometimes it breaks out. Actually, I could turn it off for a second if you want. My face gets red sometimes. Rosacea is a lifelong condition, and so I started this when I would get a breakout. Sometimes it get red around here. It's like the T-zone is what they call it.
Yeah.
And also I think that's the film noir look. It's kind of a unique look in my opinion. Maybe that's just my love of old film and stuff. coming through. But yeah, there's no big secret there. That's the reason. I was waiting for a real hotspot question, but let me see if I can.
Dude, I don't care. This is the thing. I don't care about this shit. I don't care about any drama with anyone on the internet. I'm so like don't give a fuck about any of this stuff. You know?
It's really not that bad today. I probably could have turned it off, but there you go. I'm in living color here, but yeah, that's how I got started doing that. Oh, and the question I have, well, there's a couple North Scout. I don't know if you know who this guy is, but he said something about a Tainted Grail review. I don't know what that is about.
No, it's the usual. So a dev reached out to me and said, "Hey, we'd like to give you a copy of our game for free. It would be cool if you played it because we're trying to get some exposure, and a DLC is coming out." I was like, "Cool, send it my way." So they sent it my way. I played it. I love the game so far. I only played like 2.5 hours. I'm like, the game's great. So what do my trolls do? They go over to this developer and they harass them. They say, "How dare you send a free copy to Darkside Phil? Don't you know that he's like Satan? Don't you know that he's done this horrible thing and that horrible thing and this horrible thing and that horrible thing?" And of course, it's all nonsense. It's not actually things that happened. It's what they spin it to be. And of course, the dev now has been bombarded with a bunch of toxic people and says, "Well, we got to save face." So all they say is, "Oh, big mistake. We shouldn't have sent it to him, whatever." Who cares? Like, I don't care. It doesn't affect anything. You know what I mean? Like, these people are content farmers for themselves. Like we just talked about, like everything we do, these people are trying to stalk 24/7 so they can make content out of it to make money. So to them, if we go harass a game dev that sent DSP a free game, we get videos. Like, yeah, but it doesn't affect me. Why do I care? I'm still playing the game. I like it. I wasn't in a business relationship with them. They're not paying me to play their game. Who gives a shit? It's literally their own really weird, very hyper-fixated, autistic-style audience that cares about that kind of shit. It doesn't affect me and my audience at all. So we just move on our merry way and have a great positive time. We're having great streams. We like the game. I'm actually playing it later in the week. Who cares?
Okay.
Let them go do their crap, right? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, and they spend